Don has this alter ego that he wants to be a farmer, but he's not really a farmer. He has a piece of property though. They buy all their groceries at the beginning of the month and they cook everything for the entire month and then they freeze it. They don't eat out. Now they live on a farm, but they're not really farmers. They got this tip about their dog who was eating chickens, that if they tied a dead chicken around the dog's neck, that it would be so revolted by the idea that it would never eat a chicken again. And so they put it around its neck with duct tape from what I remember. And the dog ate that chicken. But everything that he does well and he finishes well. He is an amazing teacher. His students for all the years love him. We run into his students all over the place, anywhere we travel. People run up to him and say, "Mr. Story," and they just think he's the greatest guy, because he is. You see, Don subscribes to the philosophy of slow and steady wins the race. Don's a school teacher. He's always been a school teacher. He will always be a school teacher. He's even keel. He's mellow. He doesn't lose his temper. He doesn't get excited. He doesn't go crazy. He doesn't take any risks. He will do what it takes to get the job done, though. See, Don's the guy who's going to retire someday. He has a 401k. He puts into it. And someday his job's going to be done. He has scheduled vacations. See, what Don sets his mind to, though, he accomplishes. If he puts a goal out in front of him, it doesn't matter how long it takes. He's going to do it, and he's going to make it. A couple years ago, Don rode a bicycle by himself across America. But for Don, that was an amazing thing. And he did it. He didn't stop. I'd get in the middle of South Dakota and I would curse that state and I would scream at the heavens and say, "What am I doing here?" But not Don. He made it all the way across. I rode one. You see, everything in Don's life is planned out by his wife, just between you and me. You see, everything from the food. They don't go out to eat. They buy all their food at the beginning of the month and they'll cook like 90 meals. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner for every day, and then they freeze it and they thaw it out and they eat it. Everything's planned out. Everything has its place. He does not require the creature comforts of life. He has 4 children, almost grown, and they have a tiny little RV that sleeps 2. And the 6 of them travel in this and squeeze themselves into every little nook and cranny with their food that was made last month, freeze-dried in the pantry. And they will travel all over the country like this, without whining, without anything. Don can sleep anywhere, he can go anywhere, he can adapt to any situation. We love adventure, we love the same types of things. Whitewater, biking, skiing, all kinds of things in the backcountry. Don Story and I, we were both whitewater guides. We were guiding a river, the Alberton Gorge of the Clark Fork River in Montana, and he had a crew with him of a 300-pound man and an 80-year-old man, and Don, and I saw those guys go through a hole and stood that boat right up on its tail. Well, I should probably let Don tell that story. Well, anyway, in Don's boat, in the front of his raft, is this 350-pound Amazon of a man that we barely got a life jacket on. Behind that guy is an 80-year-old man with his glasses that he can't see without. And behind the old man sits Don on the stern of the boat. And I see them go through a huge rapid called Jaws. And he stood that boat up on its tail end, and we watched from about 100 yards back as the fat guy fell out of the air. And while he was falling, he took out the old man. And the 2 of them, like 2 pieces of a sandwich, caught Don on their way down and pile drove him to the bottom of the river. And the most amazing splash came out of the water. It was awesome. And the boat just goes bloop. Don is one of the good guys. He's an amazing husband and father and genuinely a great friend.